Namaste and greetings from Indic Academy. Thank you so much, Dr. Mrunal Bhatt. Thank you for joining us for this conversation. We are at Udupi at the International Oriental Conference. So you have taken up a very interesting topic for the conference on taxation terms in Sanskritam. So I think in our temple walls and in our in some places, we've got very detailed accounts of how tax was collected from the common man, and we have inscriptions for those. But what was your paper?
You're correctly said. I presented a paper on the Junagadh inscription, which is there at Girnar. It's a very beautiful rock. It is like a board, signing board, where people can read notices. And it is a very ancient rock, and it has 3 manuscripts. First manuscript is of Ashokan edicts, which are having Ashoka Ajna. And then second is after 150 AD. It is that of Rudradaman II. He's a Kshatrapa king, and his inscription, he is being eulogized in that inscription. It's a prose, beautiful prose, Sanskrit prose. And the third inscription is of that of a 4th century AD, where Samudragupta's victory is eulogized in that inscription. So my topic was on the second inscription, that is of Rudradaman II, and he was from Kshatrapa dynasty, and he had constructed a dam, and that dam he constructed was from his kosha, his treasure, and that is why he has been eulogized in that inscription. It's a beautiful inscription. There are 5 lines in this inscription. In the first line, he says that now the very beautiful dam has been constructed with the thick walls of rocks, and then there are attaris and the beautiful palika surrounding that. And then in the second line, he says that how this dam got damaged, and he says the history to that. And in that there is mentioned that it was first constructed during the time of Ashoka, and it was repaired after in the time of Maurya. And then this on 19 September 150 AD, a huge storm has come, and that rain has on that area so much that the dam got damaged from the bottom. So all the water that was sustaining the dam got out, and it was destroyed. So the damage was so huge because the flood has come in the river. So it is built on the confluence of 2 rivers, Suvarna Sikta and Palasha. So on the confluence, this dam was built. And then this people were suffering because of lack of water, no irrigation, and so they approached the king. And the king asked this minister. Then the minister refused. They refused to build the dam because the damage was so huge. So it was as if we were building a new dam. So that was a lot of money involved in this. So they refused to build the dam. And then Suvishakha, ultimately, he agreed to build the dam. And out of the treasury of the king, he could build the dam with dhanogena. This word is used as like a flooding of money. Even now there's a dam, building a dam is a huge cost, 4,500 crore, something like that. So it's a huge money. And then there is a terms come that this people, and then there is a 4th line, and in that line he described Rudradaman, how he was, his speech, his character, everything is described. And then there's a beautiful line there. He says that he didn't perturb the subject. Apidayitva janam. And there he used these terms like bali, shulka and bhaga. And without subjugating the people or causing trouble to the people by using these 3 ways. He has built a dam. So here I have my paper focused on these terms as how this term has come. So these are the 3 ways king can cause additional text on the people. And the terms are very specific. Bali, Shulka and Bhaga. And these 3 terms are ancient terms, become Vedas as well. and how it has changed the meaning. Bali, nowadays we know it as an ocean being punished, or it is that on the on temples sacrifice. In that sense, we are using this term, but it was not so in that particular period. And then it was a part of annual fee to pay to the king. So in that sense, that word has come. Dane and Rajagrahyo Bhagam. So Rajyamshaha. So in that way, this poet, who is the writer of this manuscript, this inscription, he notices that his kosha, his treasure was full of diamond and silver and gems and everything. It was full of that by using the legal means of taking money from that. And there these terms are come. So he describes both the additional way of torturing or causing trouble for the people, and he uses some terms here, and how in a legal way king has taken money from the people, and there these terms have come. There the terms they are used is kara, and one more term is there. And this way the king has legally taken the money. So this was this king, he was not torturing people, was legal way he has again the money. And this king is eulogized by his ministers in this inscription, because he has spent a lot of money for the welfare of the people. Otherwise, who will think of the welfare of the people? People are suffering. So this king is idealized, and we see this inscription in that he has followed dharma, and he has been very benevolent, fair. So all his aspect of his character sketch are being depicted, and became in front of our eyes that the picture has come of that Mahakshatrapa. And this the very beautiful aspect of this Mahakshatrapa is they have minted bilingual coins. So in one side it has been Roman coins, Roman letters, and other side there were Brahmi letters. So this king, this Kshatrapa Vamshiya king, has minted this bilingual. And this coin has caused the invention of Brahmi script. And by deciphering the one side, because Roman letters could be read.
So the equivalent, is it?
Equivalent. Yeah, one side Roman letters are there on the coins, and other side Brahmi letters are there. So in 18th century, Brahmi was not read. The tradition has long forgotten, lost, because it is a boundary part where a lot of invasions are taking place. So people knowing that script were not available. So this archaeologists, Europeans, they could decipher, they could read Roman, and through that they could find out the letter of Brahmi. So the coins which are there of Kshatrapa Vamsha especially, these coins were the instrumental in coining Brahmi script again. So that is why this coins of this kings are being very well preserved and been searched out. And this inscription now it has been a very well shape. It is being preserved, but earlier a lot of damage has been done. So some of the part is being destroyed, and it's a very beautiful inscription. So here the terms which are there is Pranaya Kriya Vihi, and this term is there. Then another term is Bali is there, and another term is Bhaga is there. So these Pranaya Kriya is a very unusual term. Now in today's time we know that Pranaya Kriya is a term we use for making love making. Pranaya is love. So in that context this doesn't fit in. So Pranaya Kriya by way of people giving gift to the king. So it's a kind of a donation. So for donation this word is used. Nowadays we do use the word dan, but dan is not the correct word. Now pranaya kriya is the word used there for collecting money from the people. So there's a three-way vishti. We can have bilingual talk. The people want dam to be constructed, so they had to serve to making of the dam or something. And the another option was given was collecting money from the people. So taking donations from the people and to collect tax. So he has not given additional kara. He has not taken additional tax for constructing that dam. He has not taken any agreement with the people that you should work in that dam or something like that. Or he didn't accept donations as well for constructing that dam. So in this way, all the three ways how king can manipulate in taking extra money or extra tax. That has been given. So in a way, my paper was on this aspect, that these terms which are not known at today's time, they have been given. Such a glossary-based paper. So that I have written about.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, most of the time we talk about English words not being, Sanskritam words not being translatable into English.
Correct.
But now we are having old usage of Sanskrit not being used in the same way today. That's what you're also meant, in some ways. So we need to understand what it meant in those days also. Its context is everything, I think.
Because bhaga word has come here, and bhaga is rajagrahyo bhaga, and in that is rashehe trimshat bhaga. That is bhaga. So 1/3 part of rashi. Rashi is a rasha. We know it's a measurement. And I think it's 1 ton or something, 1 rash. It is used now. And the 1/3 part is bhaga. So it is very technical down there. So
we need to know.
Another word is bali is also there. So now everything is digitalized. So this problem is that bali, how it is referred in. So bali is referred in tantric texts as in the form of a sacrifice. In that way also, Bali it come as a proper name of the two kings. One is of Shahamana dynasty. He's a son of Shobhita. He is also King Bali, who has defeated Chauhanas. Parmaras. Now this is one Bali, and the other Bali is referred in Bali Raja. That who has Narakasura, that Asura Bali, and he has been in Vamana Purana. That story of Bali Raja comes. So this now in Diwali, Bali Pradipada is coming. Now, how we will take that Bali term? How we will understand that Bali there? So it's a very many ways you can understand that term. And then we should also tell the people that what is the correct way of understanding that term. Whether we have to see as eulogizing the king Bali, or that way that Bali word is used. Now, the common meaning in today's time is just a sacrifice. There is Ashvam Naivam, Gajam Naivam. Ajaputram balim dadyat devo durvala ghatakaha. This is the Subhashita. So not horse is sacrificed, not elephant is sacrificed. Only this goat is sacrificed because he is durbal. So this is a very condemning or negative meaning of Bali. So that meaning do come in this Tantrika text. But in Vedic, when you go to furthermore, then that word, that meaning is not there. Then there is a meaning here is it is a part offering to any beings to sustain his life. Now there's a Panchamahayajna which is very famous in Manusmriti. One is
we have to do our daily
ritual. Brahma Yajna, the way to study. Then Pitru Yajna, you give Tarpana. Then Nru Yajna, Atithi Devo, we can feed them. And the fifth one, and in that third one is Bhuta Bali Yajna. Bhuta Bali. Bhuta is any creature, and Bali offered to them. And now in Markandeya Purana, they have given a very detailed description on how Ashtadisha you can associate all the living beings or animals, birds, and how you have to do it. That vidhi, puja, that puja is described in detail. So it is Bhuta Bali. That yajna is there.
Right.
So here we can say the transformation of in the concept of yajna itself.
Yeah.
And it is Panchasunaha, which is 5 places where we get generally we harm any insects or any living beings. That Panchasunaha to overcome the papa sin by killing Panchasunaha, the 5 places where we by not deliberately unknowingly we kill some insects or something. To remove that sin, that Bhuta Bali is performed. So there, Bali is offering. Offering given to creature or any animals. So in that Vayasa is there, Kukkure is there, Marjara is there, then Gau is there. And that way, they have given 8 directions and 8 mantra you have to tell, and from that mantra you in this direction you give Bali to them. So that concept of Bali is
variable.
Yes, it varies. It's not that in today's term it has been taken that way. It is offering or a part of food for the creatures or the human being or animals. So that way that word is used. Now it is too drastically changed meaning. So Bali, it's very interesting. I'll write a paper on that next time.
That's interesting because I am very interested in Tantra.
Tantra, this Bali is referred in every way. And now I'm very much interested in taking about Tantras. There are 5 schools of Tantra. And in that Shakta Tantra, Shaiva Tantra, and in that these are now these terms which they're used there, and the 5 terms which are very much debatable, Matsya, Panchamakara, Maithuna, that Panchamakaras, that has got the special meaning, and that special meaning is spiritual meaning attached to it.
Right.
And that is technical term becomes a technical, it's like a coding.
Correct.
So we don't know what they have coded.
Only they'll know.
They'll know. So it is a Guru Shishya Parampara. So that coded word only Guru knows and Shishya knows. If we read it, even after reading it, we will not know it. So this Panchamagara is a very debatable terms, and it has been interesting. So some words are coded in general languages. So we don't know. So even after reading Sanskrit text of Tantras, you are not able to grasp the meaning. It's very difficult to grasp. Some of them are very simple, easy. But those who do sadhana, yogic sadhana and meditation, then you can understand that this is way you can go about, and that it requires a lot of patience and dedications and meditations and that way. So I've taken one chapter in my book about this.
Oh, wonderful.
And I've related to how this tantric practices has reached Japan. And there are these Buddhist tantric texts are there preserved in those temples. And they are just based on the Shaivagamas. Shaivagamas. So I'll do research in my next part of my life.
We were researching a paper on machine translation of Sanskrit.
Beautiful.
So, but we found that there are many problems. Like, other languages, it's easy to translate. But because of this, because of context. And abstract. See, we have very precise Sanskritam words even for abstract things, which is not there in many languages. So that is one problem, because in Sanskritam you need context. Because the language is developed within a certain framework. It's not in isolation. So how do we suppose what were your resources when you read this epigraph? What would be your go-to resource for finding out meaning?
Those there are Indian lexicographies are there, ancient lexicographies are there. Kalpatruma is there, Bhamati is there, Amarkosha is there. We refer to all of them. Compodiums are there, Vedic concordance are there. So we refer to those books first, and then we try to cast, because D.N. Dandekar in 5 volumes he has given Vedic bibliography.
Yeah.
Now challenge is if it has been digitalized, we would have
at least
search. Now they are not digitalized. You have to go to library, you have to read there. You have to sit up and spend 3 hours at least to find out the meaning. So also in next few years we find the
digital resource.
So in this, what I was talking to you about Bali, no? They give this 4 meanings. So Bali being the mythological character, the story is there in Puranic encyclopedia as well. In Puranas also this.
So you can eliminate.
Yeah.
By elimination, you can find out what's the...
Yes. So 4 ways they will give different meaning, and they'll give within context also.
Okay.
That in this text, this sense, this word has come. So there are multiple meaning attached to those terms. So very good question you asked about, because machine translation is really challenging, becomes very challenging, because shulka, for example, or bhaga, for example, the bhaga word is very common in our language. Bhagakar mein bhaga is the answer that comes by division. Divisive, dividend part. Part is there. Amsha is there. Now, very interestingly, this Devanam Bhagaha. So Agni is given the share. Now, very interesting part is that various deities are invoked and they are given the share and what they like. So Indra ke bhag, and all the deities are 9 bhaga made before the sacrifice or in yajna, and the 9 gods are given their bhaga first. So what they like, or what is generally given. So in the yajna samagri, those particular parties of that particular god, and that bhaga is offered to that. And now a very interesting part is when we go a little ahead, recent in the history. So in medieval time, the king, earlier it was bhaga of Deva, Devanam Bhaga. And now this very beautiful prayer is there at the end of Samgachadvam, Sammadadvam, Samhomanam, Sijanadam, Deva Bhagaha. That word has come here. And there, a share of the god. And in Smritis, the share of gods, or in Vedic Parampara, they have been given. Ashwina was not receiving this share of his sacrifice. And Ashwina was not given. And then Chavana Muni, in that Shatapatha Brahmana, the story comes. And there he made a sacrifice, and he made such a yajna, so that the Ashwina also can get the share of their bhag. So here the word bhaga is there. Now, by then it has changed the meaning to the share to the king. And then this concept of on the earth, who is Deva?
Who is representing?
Representing God. So king becomes Deva. So Raja is Deva. So he is being given share there. So that bhaga term, as earlier it was just a sacrificial oblations given to the gods, then it has turned to the share for the king, because he is a Deva on the, because he is holding dharma. And that is how Deva Bhaga, and later literature this Bhaga has attached to Rajagrahya. That has been with the king. So the meaning has changed.
So how long did it take, sorry to interrupt, how long did it take for that change to happen from Deva to king?
There is a story, when that comes in Vedas, that Indra, and then Indra has assigned the people who were to become the king, and they will become the Indra on the earth. So they'll become the king. The king becomes the Deva on the earth, and that story is there. And that through the story we understand that how the mindset of the transition has happened.
Hmm.
Uh,
Very interesting. You said your other previous research was on kinds of meditation and
yes,
about
yes, yes.
rishis,
Yeah, Vedic
mind,
Rishikas.
yeah, their mind. This is something very interesting because in terms of creativity, we have this very complex language systems. And how did our ancestors develop these very complex systems of knowledge? So, of course, we say that it's not that they thought about it and created, they've just
Yes, yes,
received
yes.
it from higher source. So, what is the mind of the rishi which makes him, allows him to tap that knowledge and give it to us? Do we have it in us anymore?
Yeah, it has been locked in the
Locked in. Yeah. And we
and
have
we
lost the key.
we lost the
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is right.
But do you think by certain kinds of sadhana,
Correct, correct.
we still have modern mathematicians like Ramanuja who says, Devi came and gave him the formula, mathematical
Yes,
formula.
yes.
So there are people even today who are able to access that kind of intelligence.
In plus intelligence, I can say energies,
Yeah. Hmm.
because the energies
Yeah.
are there. And in there's a basic difference in Indian and Western philosophies, that the existence of mind, that is very debatable. So in the Western philosophy, in psychology, mind doesn't exist physically. It has no physical existence. It is abstract.
Hmm.
It appears as abstract.
Hmm.
But in Indian philosophy, Vedantas and other texts, that manas
Hmm.
has anu form, exists in the uh, physical form in a very minute way. Anu.
Hmm.
And anu is such a vulnerable. It can be destroyed, it can be constructed. So with anu, it
It
can
can potentially, yeah.
potentially can create. And that is how this
Where do we get the information? Is it in our Ayurveda text or is it in our uh, Vedic text? Where does this information about the mind usually come?
they have been defined in even Sankhya Sutras also, in Vaisheshika Sutra also.
Patanjali's Yoga
In
Sutra, yeah.
Tarkasangra, this basic text, it is a this mana and Atman has been Gnanadikaranam Atma. There no knowledge reside. Because when we say incarnation, there should be some
Correct.
clue for the next where it is. It is in Appan that is there. So that clue or that is there for the next birth is lies in the Atman and Icha. Then what is mana here? Then there will be differentiate between mana and Atma. And then Nanadikaranam Atma and Sukha Dukha Indriya Sadhanam Mana. And they differentiate that. And in Vedanta also, the clear definitions are there. They defined it. And this is a very nice question you asked, because this debate is going on in like from the Buddha's time. And they were the Nayayikas and there was the Buddhist. And they have argued on the existence and proof of mind and Atman. And the debate is still there recorded.
Ongoing.
Yes, ongoing. Because in the Western philosophy, we are, when we say, in the Indian philosophy, it does exist in the form of Anu. And in Western philosophy, there is no existence, physical existence. It's just abstract. You cannot catch it, you cannot this thing. So, the debate is still there. The debate is still there. Now, Buddhism, they have a debate on this. In Jainism also, this debate is there about how is the form, how we can, what are the proof we can
of consciousness and
So mind and Atman, how they're different, because it becomes Indriya. So Indriya are vulnerable, and then they are destroyed along with the body. And then where is this? So again, Shankaracharya also, as Vedanta also has differentiated. And then we can see the history of first of all, Sankhya has come, and then the yoga has evolved. It has adopted the ground of theory of existence of world of Sankhya. And Sankhya is believing in 25 principles. And then we have that Panchagnanendriya, Panchakarmendriya, Panchamahabhutas, Panchavishayas. And then the 20 is there, and then comes buddhi, then manas, and ahankar, and then it comes mahat and purush. So these 25 principles here, they have accepted ahankar is and buddhi, and so after Gnanendriya, buddhi comes, and then ahankara. So this three stage, there they have accepted the existence of mind, but it has been accepted of later traditions. So when we come to later centuries, then there's the Nayayikas and Vaisheshikas. The Nayayikas, they have argued, and this Vaisheshikas also, but Vedantin have taken this structure, they have added and they have eliminated. Now these terms are Atma, Mana, these terms are being very much specified in each of the traditions. And that is where the Atman, because Buddhism, they don't believe in Atman. Atman doesn't exist. But they believe in reincarnations. So again, there is a give and take of the arguments from long time. And still we are into understanding those arguments and what ground they have accepted this existence of mind. So it's very interesting part. It's a part of a history. We have to take the Anumana Pramana. Through that we can understand. And it has been long debate.
So no, it's really fascinating how language, consciousness and application and some kind of past connect, all of them mix in a very in a lab, we don't know what is happening. Finally some output is coming, which is so fascinating. But if you tell us how it happened, we don't know.
Correct.
So, like, whereas West, they want clearly this much, this proportion, you add together and you get this output. They want preciseness in outcomes and how the methodology and all. But human condition and human brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
There's so much of subjectivity in an individual, so much of karmic baggage and
So when we hear the speeches of many Vedantin, then we can understand the arguments there, because Vedantin, they firmly believe in realizing the truth through meditation, and through meditation on this Chatvari Arya Satyani. If you realize these four truths, then only you are able to again. And it's just a strike of a spark, and it just strikes you. This is the way he's asking, really seeking. So I don't know how we can put in a verbal form. It's very difficult. So, but now, since you said very well, you said about Westerners, they want everything to be measured
and replicable. See, they want that so that they can repeat it as whereas.
So they have devised all the things of machines and all, delta, theta, gamma, and they will just go
measure,
and then just measure this, measure that. So it's just like splitting the hair and making part of it. So Indian never wanted to go in that direction. They said you realize it first.
That's true.
Anubhuti ho jaye, then you realize, and then you go in the search of the truth. And it is becomes now so many gurus are there in our spiritual gurus, and then Anubhuti, just like a small anu. If you go
even
on
touch it,
it's and you can lead it to the highest truth. So it's sadhana is always necessary. So meditation is necessary. I have devised all the branches of meditation techniques. So today's time, what are the popular one and how they have evolved? So in Buddhism, in Buddha's time, he says in Abhidhamma Kosha, Abhidhamma Pitaka, in Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, and in that first Pitaka, he says that Buddha knew 164 kinds of techniques. Only few of them are being recorded. And the popular have become only Vipassana. And two of them. One is in Cambodia and one is in this Myanmar. So two has remained. So where their 162 has gone. So we were still having doubt. It has not been recorded. No?
True.
Or we don't know how these techniques work. So only two we can able to write about it. But others we don't. Even in tantric texts, they're full of tantra itself means techniques. Techniques is meditation techniques. So meditation techniques, if somebody should not misuse it, they written in a cryptic language, secretive language. So तुमको पता, मुझको पता, और किसी को नहीं. तुम पढ़ लो, मैं लिखता हूँ और मैं मेरे शिष्य को बताता हूँ. So the cryptic language have written, so coded language. And we don't know, so it is locked in the book. But if we read also, after reading also, we may not get it. So I have tried to take all the 5 tantric meditation texts and what are the major difference in those, and only some gurus they can able to tell. So some of the tantric texts are not been edited. The huge collection of tantric, because tantrism is ultimately has associated to black magic and misused by the people. Those energies, gaining the energies and using. So you should have a shishya, that shishya who is pure, pious. He will not misuse it.
Correct.
And if a guru doesn't find such shishya,
that knowledge is lost.
he will not able to give
Correct.
that.
How do you transmit?
How will you transmit? Because he is not worthy of receiving it. If he is good, pious, good character, he will not misuse it. But finding a worthy disciple become difficult. So that is why there are so many texts, so many Sanskrit tantric manuscripts are there, and it's a forbidden area. Nobody will take up that because unless you had it sadhana, those cryptic language you are not able to decipher it. They are written in a very common terminologies, and that common terminologies are confusing. How come such a person can write like this, or how come this becomes? So there are 5 terms are very popular about that. Madhu, Mamsa, Maithuna, Matsya. So they are very common terms which are being discussed and which are being said in a different way, spiritual way, physical way, and meanings are being deciphered. So the meaning of this term do referred by some gurus that in this text system. So you have to crisscross all the text to find out the correct meaning of that particular term. And then it's like huge task, and we will undertake that. So I hope in a digitalized world something happens good.
I'm really happy to have this conversation with you, because it's so inspiring for me that you are exploring so many aspects of this knowledge. See, probably some people just look at one aspect and they go in that direction, but you are touching on so many points and with so much interest. It's really very nice.
You had got my patience.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best in your explorations.
Very nice to talk to you.
Same here. Thank you so much.